How's it going, everybody? My name is Sir Sloppy. Today we got a lot to cover in this video, so I'm gonna jump right into it. If this video is helpful to you guys or does let you learn something new, make sure to hit that like button, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So recently, Bungie did have a new update page come out on the 4th of October. Multiple things were posted on this little page of future updates and future things to come, and a lot of them did spark my interest and did please me. Some of the categories that were introduced in this page were Gambit changes, an update calendar for update 2.04, and an update calendar for update 2.05. We're going to go over first Gambit changes because I feel like they're the most significant right now with the game mode being so popular. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to Gambit changes, there are a lot to go over. We're first going to start out with the Ascendant Primeval Servitor. Now this servitor is for the interlude to the exotic quest for the Malfeasance. So most of the debate around the Primeval Servitor is pretty much spawn rate. I feel like personally it is pretty low, but here's basically what Bungie said. They're going to make it higher during full curse weeks and in non-full curse weeks. So lesser curse weeks will have a slight decrease in spawn. This doesn't mean a significant, just means slight. But during full curse weeks, they will almost have the same spawn rate as other bosses. With this, I kind of feel like it's different for everyone. Personally, I got the Primeval Servitor twice in a row, and that's how I got my Malfeasance quest. I'm not yet done with it, but I am working on it at the moment. You guys noticed in a couple of my previous videos that my light level is pretty low, so I will be working at it over the week and the weekly reset. Another big debate topic over Gambit is heavy ammo. Now we all know that the Sleeper Simulant is a rival to everybody when it comes to Gambit. And I have to say, I'm not sad of the route that Bungie's taking this right now. So what they said in their notes was they're going to be reworking how the heavy crates work in Gambit. More information on this is basically Sleeper Simulant will only be getting 2 shots a crate. This is a drastic change to the whole system. Previously it was 4, now it is 2. However, you can kind of counter this depending on heavy scavenger perks on your armor. One more change in the heavy ammo crates is swords will be gaining a major buff. Every time you pop a crate, instead of 6 basically sword slashes, however you want to refer to it, it will be getting 12. One final change that is coming to Gambit is the quitter protection. Now I am very happy they are bringing this back. I can't tell you how many 3-man or 2-man games even that I've actually played and lost over and over and over again. It just felt back to back to back. Now the way that Bungie is claiming they are going to start doing this is by just completely re-enabling all the quitter protection on every single Gambit playlist. One small change to the quitter protection from the past, they are going to increase the amount of games that it does take to basically put out your little mini ban for getting into the playlist. I don't have any insight on how many games that'll be, but all they basically are saying is that it's going to be more than what it used to be. Moving on from Gambit changes, what we're going to be going over is the update calendar for update 2.04. First thing that we're going to go over is the ability to hover over lost sectors after Guardians have previously looted them. This isn't very significant, but I feel like it could be handy to actually know if it's looted or not and who did it. I mean, it's just a small change, but it'll probably be noticeable when we're doing bounties. Next thing is the tackling of the Edge Transit meme. It has finally happened. They are going to add the Fire and Flood Zenobia D and the Crooked Fang 4 FR to the legendary pool. Now this is the world legendary pool, mind you. This is going into basically the whole rotation. No matter what, there will always be basically these 4 constant variables that you can get. This is much better than just getting edge transit after edge transit and occasionally getting something different. and that barely happened. Another major, I guess, buff you could say is the increase of scout rifle damage. Now, I've been waiting for this for a long time, ever since I got back into the game, and honestly, back when the game came out, I noticed that scout rifles were significantly worse in the first game. They say they are increasing the damage in PvP and PvE. However, they haven't really gone in depth on how much they are raising it. A couple of little small details that will significantly change the pace of the game and mechanics of it. The number one is the Gambit Invasion Portal fix. Now, I cannot stress to you guys how many games I've lost just because the Invasion Portal doesn't reactivate after the first use. What's depressing about this is that they say it's still in development, as if they're going to hold it back. That really does scare me because it does affect the pace of Gambit, and it does really affect whether or not you win. Another fix most of you guys might have noticed is prime engrams going straight to your postmasters when you gain them out of Crucible matches. I've only had this happen a couple times, and that's pretty much because I don't really get prime engrams out of Crucible, and when I do, I really don't notice it until I go to the postmaster either the next day or the day before, and I guess that's pretty much why they're going to redo the mechanics and the algorithm behind this. Another little fix, and the last little fix that was noted in the 2.04 update, was the screeching audio sound when using the 1000 voices. Now, this was kind of funny to me because a screeching audio sound, 1000 voices, I mean, it's supposed to be loud, but I guess it was unbearable. I personally don't have the 1000 voices, but I guess it was bad? I don't really know. Now, moving on to the next update calendar for update 2.05. I really have different thoughts about this one compared to the first update calendar. This is why. It's a later update calendar, and I feel like things are subject to change, and they didn't really mention that, but I feel like that's the way it's going to play out. Most of the things mentioned in this update calendar are quite minor. Some may prove some significance towards the bottom of the list, but we're going to go straight into basically the buffs. First buff is sword damage in PvE. I don't really feel like this is a problem, personally, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. We're also going to be seeing a fusion rifle damage increase in PvE. Again, like I previously stated with the swords, don't really notice this because I don't really use fusion rifles, but I guess we'll have to see how it plays out. Next thing we're going to go over is basically the response to the insignificant malfeasance feeling that people are getting. They said they're going to increase the viability and the damage of the malfeasance in PvE and Gambit activities. They don't go into detail how much they're going to increase it. I feel like this is still subject to change in the future, because we know with Thorn in the first game that gun was all over the place. I loved it, then it ended up being garbage, and then hated it. I really hope the malfeasance doesn't turn into Thorn V2. Basically, it looks like it. I mean, why not act like it? The last two topics of the update calendar for this one are pretty important. I feel like they've stirred quite salty debates over the past couple days, actually weeks. The first one being the exotic drop rate. They are reworking the duplicate drop rate. However, it's still going to be present. I don't know how other people feel about this, but I feel like it should be this way. Otherwise, we're hardly either A, going to get exotics, or B, the game's just going to kind of get... I feel like it's going to get boring when it comes to exotic rates, personally. That's my opinion. Moving further into exotics. Forsaken exotics will be raised in spawn rate. However, they will be raised in the sense of the Nightfall's unique rewards. They will increase every time the player does not receive a unique reward for that playlist. they kind of are pulling what they did with D1 when they were basically stacking, but not telling us, stacking drop rewards on how many strikes you've done. I feel like this is a good step in, but it could go in the wrong direction. I feel like if they don't do this right, people are going to be getting like duplicates that they already have, like I mentioned before, when they do the Nightfall 3 times, and that's going to make a lot of people mad. Or they could pull this off and we actually see more Forsaken exotics be introduced into our inventories. For the last topic on the update calendar for 2.05 is the concern of Masterwork cores. The way they are approaching this at the moment, this might be subject to change, and I'm almost certain most of this is subject to change. They are going to integrate more Masterwork cores in according to Spider wanted bounties. The way I feel about this is personally, I don't like the idea of Masterwork cores. I feel like it kind of kills the speed of how fast you gain your light levels, but Bungie did say they wanted a more grindy game than it was before, and I completely respect that and completely like that, but Masterwork cores are just too difficult to obtain in my opinion. One thing I did forget to mention though, they are going to be present in the Scrapper bounties. Hopefully this system works, guys. I know everyone's been heated about this topic, but we can only play the waiting game and see. Two more things to go over, and one of them is the raid difficulty change. Now, they are currently working on a basically heroic raid. We saw this in D1 with the different types of raid levels. Hard mode, normal, and then easy. I mean, basically, easy and normal were pretty much the same thing. But they are working on a change to make the game harder. Basically, their response was they wanted the Guardians to feel like it was day one of the raid. Now, this intrigues me, but at the same time, I don't really know how this is going to work. They could either cap it at 600 light, or they could cap it at 360 light. It basically just could go any direction. And the final thing that basically was posted on this page was the introduction of the Festival of the Lost. Now, you guys know it's Spoopy month, so we're going to be seeing that on the 16th, it says. And the basis of this festival will be a story for you to resolve a murder. I don't exactly know who is murdered. Some people say it's the Cryptarch from the Reef in D1. We haven't seen him in this game yet. However, there was a note that was basically in the lore explaining a note from him to Master Raoul. It was nothing very significant. But yeah, guys, that's basically it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section of what you think these updates are basically going to bring to us. Will they be good? Will they be bad? Is it what you guys wanted? For me personally, it's a good chunk of everything I wanted. But with that all said, guys, hope this video did help you out. If it did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for notifications on when I post. Now, with all this said, guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace.